International, our voice in the world.
This is the English service of Radio Algeria International. It's time for the news.
The African Union's chairperson of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government, Raul Lorenzo, has posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor to former Algerian President Wahdi Moubenine and Ahmed Ben Bella in recognition of their exceptional contribution to Angola's independence and reconstruction. Algeria has affirmed before the United Nations Security Council the importance of collective support for the Syrian people during this period of transition. The United Nations Secretary General's personal envoy for Western Sahara, Staffan de Mistura, has stated that any settlement to the half-century-old conflict in Western Sahara must remain politically mutually acceptable and based on the right of the Sahrawi people to self-determination. Hello and welcome to Radio Algeria International. I'm your host, Mariam Barshi. Angolan President João Lourenço, current chair of the African Union, has posthumously awarded in Luanda the Medal of Honor, Angola's highest distinction, to former Algerian presidents Wahdi Boumediene and Ahmed Ben Bella in recognition of their exceptional contribution to Angola's independence and reconstruction. The Algerian ambassador to Luanda, Munir Bourouba, represented the families of the two former presidents at the ceremony, which was attended by members of the Angolan government, the National Assembly, and the accredited diplomatic corps. In his speech at the opening of the ceremony, the Angolan president highlighted Algeria's invaluable contribution to his country's independence by welcoming the Angolan liberation movement on its territory. He expressed Angola's particular gratitude for Algeria's support for the reconstruction of the country, particularly in terms of financial aid and training of executives in the fields of hydrocarbons and higher education. The United Nations Security Council has removed sanctions on Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara, who is due to meet U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House on Monday. The U.S. drafted resolution also lifted sanctions on Syrian Interior Minister Anas Khatib. Algeria voted in favor along with 13 other member countries voting in favor, while China abstained. Algeria held the resolution and called it an important step toward a more stable and prosperous future for the Syrian people.
The Security Council collective support for the security and stability of Syria and the determination of its members to assist the Syrian people as they navigate this crucial transition period and strive to realize their legitimate aspirations for prosperity and well-being. Algeria voted in favor of the text because we firmly believe in the importance of rebuilding strong and resilient Syrian institutions capable of safeguarding the country's unity, sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity. We remain convinced that the Syrian-owned and the Syrian-led political process, in line with the key principles of Resolution 2254, remains the only viable path towards building a new and inclusive Syria.
Washington has been urging the 15-member Security Council for months to ease Syria's sanctions. U.S. President Trump announced a major U.S. policy shift in May when he said he would lift U.S. sanctions on Syria. Participants in the ministerial meeting of the tripartite neighboring countries mechanism, Algeria, Egypt and Tunisia, on the crisis in Libya, held in Algiers, have reaffirmed the importance and centrality of the principle of ownership and leadership by Libyans of the political settlement process in their country, with the support of the United Nations, in order to enshrine the political will of all the children of the Libyan people in defining the contours of their future and to preserve the unity and independence of the state of Libya with its territory, its people and its institutions. Said Bouazi has the details.
In the final communique endorsing the proceedings of the meeting, which was attended by the Minister of State, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the National Community Abroad and African Affairs, Ahmed Attaf, the Egyptian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Immigration and Egyptian Expatriates, Badr Abdelati, and the Tunisian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Migration and Tunisians Abroad, Mohamed Ali Nafti, the ministers urged all Libyan parties to engage actively in the political settlement process to give precedence to wisdom and dialogue and to place the higher interests of the country above all other considerations in order to overcome the current obstacles hindering the simultaneous organization of presidential and legislative elections